As much as we would like there to be, there's no one size fits all strategy for meta ads and getting these ads to work for your e-commerce store. In this episode, I'm going to dive into 2 different scenarios that we faced recently with clients where something that would work for most brands wouldn't necessarily work for them. My name's Luke Smith, this is Ad Spend Secrets. In this episode, we're going to talk about 2 different scenarios where there may have been an ad format or a strategy that we would typically deploy for most brands, but we've pared it back, hit pause, had a real think about it for these particular products and brands, and thought we need to pivot here, because if we just deployed this, if we just ran what we would usually run for most brands, for your particular product, it may not work. Example number 1 is running Catalogue sales ads. And so we had a brand come on recently and they sell Tooth Fairy gifts. Now they're running out of the US, and it's a little bit of an interesting product in that if you look at the product images and the product pages, it takes you a few seconds to figure out exactly what it is, who it's for, and what it does. And the images are of, these beautiful boxes with the gifts inside. But if you were just to see those images scroll through on Facebook, you may not immediately know what it is. Essentially, it's an alternative to gifting money when kids lose their teeth. So these gift boxes are really creative, can really bring out the creativity in kids and get them enthusiastic about learning the stories behind these little boxes as well. And so it's a really great idea, it's a really great product, but how do we convey that? And so with a lot of e-commerce brands, for example, if you were just selling kids apparel and kids shorts, kids t-shirts, you might run a Catalogue sales ad. And for reference, if you're unsure, these are the ads where it pulls in from the product feed, the exact product, the title, the price, the image, all of that data coming in from Shopify. And it's going to display that in a swipeable carousel or a collection format or a single image. It's going to pull the image directly from the feed. The problem with this particular client is if we pulled that image directly from the feed, people aren't going to know what it is straight away. It's different to buying a t-shirt or shorts where they know exactly what it is. They're looking at the product title, they're looking at the wording. Is it for them? Will it suit their kids? What kind of material? All that kind of stuff that's quick for them to understand within those first few seconds that we can get their attention. This product's different and needs a bit of education. So that's a format that may be required for retargeting only, or it might be left in the back pocket to deploy. But for now, what we're doing is really building out the story with video ads, with user-generated content, with images that are designed in a way that really show with arrows what it does and who it's for and how it might benefit the end user, the person seeing the ad. And we're really working on the copy to make sure it's short and punchy and really gets to the point. So making sure that we're doing our keyword research on Google to see what people are searching when they're buying this product and bringing that over to Facebook so we can get their attention really quick and let them know what it's about super fast. So that's one example where just deploying something that works, a Catalogue sales campaign, for most e-commerce brands for this business wouldn't work as well. We're still going to run it, but maybe pairing it back to just retargeting with really low cost just to get those products back in front of people that have already been to the website and potentially educated themselves a little bit about what it is and who it's for. Example number 2 is a single product business where there's maybe, again, more education needed. So the blanket rule in a lot of cases is, okay, well, where can we just send people so they can buy the product in the most frictionless and seamless way? And so a lot of agencies and a lot of brand owners, they'll send people straight to the product page, which makes sense if you've got a really good product page that has social proof and your shipping costs and your benefits of the product and lots of imagery and all that kind of stuff. If it's really well built out, this can work really well. But what we found in this particular example is we're looking at this client's website and the product page, particularly on mobile. And here's the thing, you've got to check mobile because 80% plus of traffic is going to go through that mobile device. The website didn't really show on the product page all of the key information that was actually on the homepage. And this was a brand that was just selling one product as well. It's a really unique product. So the entire website, the homepage, etc., really is the product page in a way. The whole site is actually designed to push this product and educate people. But if we were sending people straight to the product page, they're actually missing a lot of these key points that are on the homepage. And there's a really cool video that was on the homepage that explained in under 15 seconds and was really really prominent there above the fold, and they're missing that. And so what was happening was she was sending them straight to the product page. So they're clicking through on the ad that may have got their attention. They've hit the product page and they think, I have no idea what this is. I feel like I'm in the wrong place, and then they leave. And so the cost per purchase, the CPA, was really, really high. And so in this example, we looked on our mobile and we said, hey, if you send them to the homepage, they're going to get these 3 key pieces of information the second they leave Facebook, and they're going to get this information a lot quicker than if you were to send them to the product page where it's missing. We're then relying on them to navigate themselves around the homepage, and people are just going to get frustrated and leave. Everyone's got the attention span of a goldfish these days. So once we sent them to the homepage, she sent me a really nice message and said, within 5 hours of making this change, I've made 2 sales. And I think her CPA at the time was $600-700. And so she's probably cut that drastically. This is actually not a client we're working with in our agency. We were on a call as we speak to a lot of kids, parenting and baby brands, and we worked out that it wasn't the best fit for her at this moment to work with us. The foundations weren't quite there. But then we spent the rest of the time on the call just having a look at her Meta account and letting her know, hey, just change this one thing. That could be structured differently. Let's consolidate that campaign and get more spend through it, get out of the learning phase. A few really quick changes that ended up getting her some pretty quick sales. And so hopefully she gets to the point where, we can speak again and we can help her grow further. But if you're looking for help and you're unsure if it's the right time for you, or you just want to know if there's a quick change that you can make sure you reach out at simplyconverting.com, and I'll be happy to do a free audit for you and see if there's any way that we can help you.